Hello. So, it is time for week 1 of GSC Season 4. For this week, we're up against a familiar opponent, though not one that I've actually played in a while. In fact, not since Season 1 to my knowledge. So, we're against Elog and the Pennsylvania Snoop Logs. Sorry, I apparently can't talk. Their team consists of Zeraora, Tapu Lele, Skarmory, Mamoswine, Dragauchi, Blastoise, Honchkrow, Infernape, Dusknoir, and Cradily. Give me 1 second. I am going to turn this down for myself, because, oh boy, that was loud. I, forgot to adjust the volume for the recording, so you guys could hear the music, and then I adjusted it too loud. It was kind of... I couldn't hear myself think. Anyway, so, their team is Gas. As in, Gas is in, like, oh god, that offense is insane. Most Pokemon really don't let up on it. The only things that really do are Skarmory and Cradily. Even Blastoise can go offensive, which honestly I completely forgot about, but I just don't expect it here. I think it's going to be more of a defensive thing, because, like, otherwise they don't have a switch into Entei. So I think it's going to be more defensive. And I think the combination of Skarmory and Blastoise is a defensive core, especially against my team, but in general, with their team, it's really good. Just because they have 2 immunities to electricity, which is the only shared weakness between Skarmory and Blastoise. You know, they have the Zeraora with Volt Absorb and the Mamoswine, you know, who's a ground type. So, the defensive synergy between those is really good, and obviously my electric type is Rotom Fan, so that's really inviting in both Mamoswine and Zeraora. So I think they can use that as their kind of just defensive, like, duo to kind of help carry them through the game, while relying on the rest of their offensive threats to kind of brute force the rest of their way through my team. I expect Zeraora and Lele, Blastoise and Skarmory as a result. The last 2 I am expecting are going to be Infernape and Mamoswine, though there could be a Honchkrow. It would have to be a really bulky Honchkrow, but that is their dog type. They do like Dusknoir, but I don't think this is the week for Dusknoir, so I've chosen to disrespect it. I think my team actually has pretty good answers into it. Cradily, I think, could come. I think every Pokemon they have could come. My least expected is actually going to be Dragauchi. I just don't see what it does here. I think my team's just a little too fast and loose. And even my bulk is relatively faster than Dragauchi, and I think most of the time it can really just deal with Dragauchi too well, and I've got too many. I think I've got like especially good answers to it, and even then, like, I've still got something that naturally checks it anyway. So, Infernape is a big issue. Mamoswine's a big issue as well, but I've like covered for it. Infernape's a big one. Covering for Infernape was not easy, and as a result, I have holes where basically, if it is a special Nasty Plot set, things are gonna get dicey. Because I just don't have great answers to special Infernape. Not this week. I just can't afford to build around it. So, if it's physical, we're much better off because we're already dealing with a Mamoswine, so we have our physically offensive Mega Blastoise. We've got Flip Turn, Rapid Spin, Scald, and Aura Sphere. Max HP, max defense, nothing too special here. I actually wasn't even going to bring Mega Blastoise. Originally I was going to bring Mandibuzz. But I realized I needed something. I needed something for Infernape and for Mamoswine. So I was like, it's got to be Mega Blastoise. It's going to be our spinner for the week. Flip Turn is great for pivoting and keeping our momentum up. If we lose momentum, these things are going to be very difficult to bring ourselves back into the game. Scald over Water Pulse, I'm not really using Scald for damage. So having the chance to burn things on the switch-in, such as Zeraora, it would be really nice, especially if it is going to be a physical variant. Either Infernape or Zeraora is going to be special, one of the two. My expectation is Zeraora, to be honest, because I have a Mudsdale, which if you notice, I'm not actually bringing for that very reason. So, Aura Sphere was the move of choice, the coverage move of choice. It both neutrally hit Blastoise, which my team actually wouldn't actually have a great matchup into. Like, breaking through Blastoise isn't easy for my team at times. Just because my Grass and Electric type are a little bit lower tier. So, like, a defensive Blastoise could have been an issue. So I thought, I've got a move that hits both regular Blastoise, because they've, you know, they have regular Blastoise. And we've got our good old Mega. Hits that for neutral, while also hitting Cradily for super effective damage. So, because I was thinking Ice Beam, and I thought, well, Aura Sphere 1 is stronger, and 2 will also hit the Blastoise for neutral damage. So, we are also relaxed. That is so we get a slower flip turn. Literally, I want a slower flip turn than their Blastoise, so I'm running relaxed. So, next up, to absolutely no one's surprise, it's Specs Dragon Bolt. This really does a number on their team. I don't think there's anything that doesn't require a lot of really strong prep that can live 2 Spec Shadow Balls. We are only outspeeding the Infernape because Zeraora... actually, you know what? I'm going to be cheeky here. I am going to put a little bit of extra speed in case they are trying to speed creep me at the speed creeping the Zeraora, so... We're going to do that. Yeah, I think that's fine. So, Shadow Ball, Draco Meteor, U-Turn, and Thunderbolt is the coverage of choice, because again, I think killing Blastoise might be a bit of an issue. This also still hits Skarmory as well, which is really nice. Obviously, it can bring in one of the 2 Pokemon that can threaten me out, but also, like, they threaten me out anyway. Well, it means Zeraora can come in, but, that's a really risky play for them to bring in Zeraora. It just more so means that once I'm locked into Thunderbolt, I kind of have to get out. But it means I can hit Skarmory and notably Blastoise, because breaking Blastoise is going to be a bit of a pain. Which will really help free up our next Pokemon. But also Draco's going to do really good damage. Their Fairy type is Lele. I expect either Scarf Lele or Scarf Mamo. My gut tells me it's going to be Scarf Lele, and it's going to be more of a like, bulkier, like, maybe EV Mamo, or just Life Orb Mamo, something along those lines. It could be dual Scarfers, but at least one of those 2 I think is going to be Scarf. So, you know, we got that to worry about. But, like, them switching in Lele to a Draco I think is very unlikely, so we can drop Draco if we need. But I think Shadow Ball for the most part is just going to be running a train and can really clean up late game. Next up, Entei. Entei, other than Blastoise, does really well here. I've kind of gone with something a little bit weirder and not something I'm as big on, but I felt it was necessary. Where AV, I wanted to go Life Orb, but, like, I think just the AV just gives this thing a little bit more flexibility in the battle itself. So, we've got Sacrifice, Stomping Tantrum, E-Speed, and Fire Blast. Stomping Tantrum is pretty much for the Dragalge. It's not like Stone Edge is really going to do anything for me this match. So I figured I may as well have the Stomping Tantrum for the Dragalge just in case it's there. It also does technically slightly more damage. I'd looked at the calc to Zeraora. Don't know why, but there's nothing else I really would want to run. It's notably Sacred Fire, E-Speed, and Fire Blast with a little bit of special attack investment, meaning if they're running Nose for Death on their Skarmory, Fire Blast will actually take it out. That's also why we're running Hasty instead of anything else. I may change this to Life Orb if I really feel like I want the damage, and then I can take that special attack out. I may even be able to still go not a defense lowering nature, depending, but we'll have to see. Entei does really well here. It outspeeds everything not named Infernape or Zeraora or one of their, you know, inevitable Scarfers, but that's also the idea behind the AV. If it's if it's not Scarf Lele, or if it is Scarf Lele more like, and they've got to come in a revenge move of Lele, we can probably take a hit and just fire it back, you know, with a Sacred Fire, which is going to do really good damage. Getting a little bit of chip on Lele is quite nice here. So yeah. Next up, speaking of Lele, we've got Specially Defensive Jirachi. This is honestly one of the best things I could even think of, like, to take it, like, not just on our team, but in general, because most Steel types are generally what you go to for dealing with Lele. But this is one that doesn't even die to Focus Blast, because it's not really weak to it. Times 4 resistance to Psychic, which is great. To resist the Moonblast, not weak to the any of its coverage moves. Like I say, their best option is Focus Blast. Wish Protect, Ironhead, U-turn, and no rocks. Jirachi's got to put in a shift, not just being able to check Lele, but it's also got to put in a shift actually being a Wish Passer as well and getting around. So we are doing that. We're going to be more of a Wish Passing just support set this week because we needed to Wish support back to Blastoise, potentially to Entei, and to one of our other Pokemon that you'll see it a little bit later. So, nothing too crazy with Jirachi. It can be freed up once Lele goes down just to play more of a supporting role. Obviously, it's really good for Dragalge as well. This may have to be like my pivot through to get for Jirachi for offensive Blastoise, but again, I don't think it's going to be offensive. So next up, Terrakion, Scarf Terrakion. I say that like it's normal, but I think Scarf Terrakion's not exactly the most common thing, and I'm also taking a little bit of a risk with Terrakion. We are Adamant Scarf, which means we do not actually outspeed Scarf Lele if they are Timid Scarf, but we are outspeeding Modest Scarf Lele. This also outspeeds Scarf Mamoswine as a result, which is nice. Outspeeds Zeraora. We are the Adamant Max Attack really helps the damage, because Terrakion, I think, can struggle to pick up some of the damage sometimes. So having that bit extra damage with Stone Edge, Close Combat, Earthquake, and Stealth Rocks. If we want to just set up Stealth Rocks, just like Core Switch, if we can get Rocks up, that's cool. They have easy ways to remove them, but that can slow them down in momentum to a point where like it may be difficult for them to catch up. Terrakion's Natural Bulk will also let it take a Mach Punch, which is really, really nice if they are physical Infernape. Especially because we get some investments just kind of spare because of the Scarf, which is really nice. We got a lot of investment with the Pult as well, just because, like, sure, like, we only need to outspeed Infernape, so, yeah. Earthquake for Zeraora, pretty much, and Infernape is really nice for both of those. Close Combat generally hits a good amount of things, you know, notably the Skarmory, the Mamoswine, the Blastoise. It hits all of those really nicely, just neutrally. And Stone Edge is a move I will have to click at some point, which is not going to be fun. But does really good damage in so many Pokemon, so. Last but not least, other items didn't save. What did I give you? Was it boosts or lefties? I mean, knowing me, it's lefties, but yeah. Bulky Offense Serena, for the last one. I'm really glad I get to use Serena off the bat. Really happy about that, because it's Serena, and I said I wanted to use the Spin Ball, and I get to use it week 1, which is really cool. Power Whip, U-turn, knockoff synthesis. Generally kind of an offensive, offensive support-ish mon. But I needed something to break Mamo. I needed something to break Mamo, and I felt this was the best thing. It also has a little bit extra defense investment. It actually should have 1 more point in HP. There we go. This means that we can actually take 2 non-boosted Fire Punches from Zeraora, which is really, really cool. We may even be able to take more with the leftovers, but I think just having that extra bulk isn't the worst thing. Power Whip was not going to OKO physically offensive Blastoise anyway if they are running it, because that's what I'm expecting because of Entei. Entei is one of my, like, kind of middle to higher tier Pokemon, so I think they have to at least respect it. Then U-turn, knockoff, obviously great moves, and Synthesis just to kind of keep it healthy, because, like, Jiraiya's got a Wish Passer enough already, like, keeping Serena healthy is going to be really nice, and it may be difficult for them to take down if they don't have the right amount of pressure. Like, obviously Mamoswine does really well, Infernape does really well, but if they can't afford to bring those in, especially Mamoswine, because you can't really switch in Mamoswine to Serena, like, that's not something you can really do, but if they switch in, like, Infernape, and they take, like, I chip them for, like, I don't know how much it's going to do, like, I'd say, like, 15-20% maybe, with Serena, with a U-turn, and then I go into, like, Pult or something, or Terrakion, and just threaten them out, and that happens enough, then they can't really come in themselves. So, taking the item with knockoff on multiple things here is going to be nice, because they actually don't have a Mega, so they don't really have a great switch in to knockoff as a result. So, Something that just only just occurred to me, to be honest. But yeah, it's not like my Mega's like the top tier kind of mega threat. Though it would be if I could, if I could, if I could Shell Smash. Oh boy, would I be winning games. But no, we're going with the more defensive variant. Also because Shell Smash is banned, because Mega Blast Switch to Shell Smash is not okay. It's really not. So, but yeah. No Mandibuzz. I said I was disrespecting Dusknoir. That's kind of what I meant. I'm not bringing Mandibuzz. If it does come, I'm going to have to rely on more so Blastoise than anything, and maybe Serena knockoff. So, Cradily, we kind of got answers to. Honchkrow, I haven't really looked too much into the damage. But I think it will be okay. Just like, I think Dragapult, like, Dragapult should deal reasonable damage into the Honchkrow regardless, and we also have, you know, like, I can switch into Tracheon and really scare it out. Blastoise can really scare it out. It could be special. I think for the most part, we've got generally decent answers into Honchkrow if it does come. But I've got to expect the super threats. Mamoswine may not come. If it doesn't, then I've got to, and then I'll expect Scarfalele. You know, it could be like a random Extramon, but yeah. So, for the most part, we're bringing our top end, but basically we're cutting down on Mandibuzz and having Serena instead. So, that's going to do it for the team. So, I will see you guys for the match. We are playing it tomorrow. So, I may switch this around on the the Assault Vest for the Life Orb, in case if I really want that extra damage, if I feel like I want the extra breaking power, which the team may lack otherwise. So. Anyway, that's going to do it, and I will see you guys for the match itself. Alright. So, we're here. Let's do this. Cool. So, yeah, we're going to be battling very soon. I haven't changed the Entei. I just didn't run any calcs, so I didn't bother. So, put my stuff in the calc. One of the main things is going to be making sure I ooh, I'm not actually signed in. It's strange I wasn't signed in. Cool, they've said they've sent, which means you've seen it before I have. Let's go. Yeah, 6 we expected. Okay, nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy, nothing too crazy, nothing too unexpected here. So Infinite's gonna be a problem. I think I'm gonna lead Pulp. They're gonna lead Zera. Okay. This is where we have to actually go and check some Zera things. I know it doesn't get Ice Punch, So what is it going to have for me? Ooh, knock is going to be an issue. Knock's going to be a big issue. I think I'm just going to hard switch to Serena. I really can't afford to take a knock. I shouldn't have led with this. I was like, oh yeah, you know, we'll see what Scarfer they lead with, but I'm not in that mindset against Zeraora. Can't really do that. He's just Volt Switch. Okay, that's definitely not specially offensive. There's no way that's especially offensive, Zeraora. Yeah, there's no way. That's like a max roll. Ooh, actually. And here you come, you stupid thing. Alright, well, we've got to go Blastoise earlier than I would have liked. They put up rocks. This is my spinner, so not too upset about that. Of course, it might just be a not minus nature, to be honest. It's U-turn out. Alright, we need to know more about this thing. I'm glad I was able to get Mega, though. That's really, really nice. Infernape. They're not a boosting item, though. U-turn. They are special. They are special. Physical would have done way more than that. Physical should have done way more than that. I am gonna flip turn here. Am I gonna flip turn? Okay, so we know this. So it's physical Zeraora, special Infernape, which is the worst case scenario. Infernape. So what's this? Because I know it's dumb, but I need to know what kind of Blastoise this is. Yeah, because that took way too much from that. That's an offensive Blastoise, because even, like, what, max HP? And it's took 13, no way. It's either, no, it can't even be specially defensive. That is an offensive Blastoise. Which actually means that there's a chance that we outspeed it. Okay, they just hard switched to Zera, so I'm really happy about that. I get a little bit of momentum on my side. Now, I can reveal a Scarfer immediately. Or I could go to Serena as my dedicated switch-in. Which is not a great dedicated switch-in, let's be clear. But I don't think I want to reveal Scarf Draculon yet. I think I'm just going to go to Serena. And I'm going to go for a Fire Punch, or I could go for a Knock. Knock would be nice, but keeping the momentum up here, I think, is also quite valuable. They're just going to Volt Switch themselves. I don't think they've got anything to hit me. I think if they've had something to hit me, they would have at least tried for it by now. So go Scarm. I'm expecting Helmet here? No Helmet, okay. I mean, this is what Entei is here for, let's be realistic. So it's going to be sturdy. I mean, yeah, it's going to be sturdy. Let's be realistic here. We know it's an offensive Blastoise, so it's not going to appreciate the Sacred Fire. A Fire Blast is a kill, but obviously it's got the sturdy. So, like, they don't really have a great switch into Sacred Fire here. Versus Blastoise? This is an offensive Blastoise. We already have Blast Absorb. It still doesn't really take that much from it. I think still going for a Sacred Fire isn't bad here. It's going to Infernape. Well, if you're a special one, then I'm actually in the position I want to be. To be quite honest. Let's have a quick look. Has this Infernape got some bulk to it? If so, not much. Let's be real. I think I'm okay going for a Sacred Fire again. Because that'll put it in E-Speed range, so. Yep, that's special. I want to cry. They hit their Focus Blast, I missed my 95% accurate Sacred Fire. They missed their Focus Blast, I hit my Sacred Fire. That's something I will take. Let's see if we can catch this thing with the E-Speed. Yes, okay, that's a huge deal. Infernape was the biggest problem, in theory, and it's gone. AV Entei was 100% the right call. Just so big. You know, obviously they missed the Focus Blast, but I missed the Sacred Fire. It balanced it out, thankfully. So, and now they bring in Lele. So the thing is, I still do need the Sentei. I have a dedicated switch in Jirachi. It's like, I could try and find out if they're Scarfed. Do I want to? Probably not. I can find out if they're Scarfed by just switching into Jirachi. Tapu Lele. See, if they're Spec Psyshock, they'll kill me. If they're Spec Psychic, they'll kill me. But if they're Scarfed, they won't. Regardless, there's no reason for me to risk that. I'm just going to go to Jirachi. If they call this and go to Mamoswine, I have multiple good answers. There's no way that... Actually, I never ran the calc. Is that Specs? That's not Specs. That is Scarf. Okay. They weren't taking a risk. They were going with the Scarf. I presume that's Scarf, or it could just be another item. Either way, I don't really think you stay in here. I could absolutely go for a Wish. But that will put me a little bit too behind on momentum, I think. Regardless, even if they stay in and just, like, switch up moves, that's not the worst thing for me. So, we go to Blastoise. We get to go for a U-turn here. Let's have a look at Dragapult versus an offensive Blastoise, or at least a max HP one. We won't, Draco is gonna hurt. That is a kill. Specs Draco's a kill here. Will lose me momentum, but it will also make my Serena a lot better. I'm trying to think, because what's the downside of me going for a Shadow Ball, to be honest? Nothing really takes two. Like, the worst thing that happened is... No, Zero can't come in. There's no way Zero can come in. Like, AV Mamo coming in is, like, the worst case scenario. Is it going to be Scarf Blastoise? Even still, I've got Bulk. I'm going to get a Pulp. And I see no reason not to fire a Shadow Ball. I could try and nuke something, but I don't think that's worth it for me. I can't believe the first Sacred Fire I used missed. Like, of all things. But this is going well so far, but that doesn't mean it's going to be going well throughout. Actually, you know what? I'm Dracoing. I've changed my mind. I've changed my mind for one reason. If they actually set up a Shell Smash, things could get quite bad. So, I will just Draco. If they switch to Lele, they switch to Lele. Like, Lele, unless I lose Jirachi, it's not a big deal. Unless I lose Jirachi, it is not a big deal. So, they don't know what kind of pull I am. Turns out going for a thingy would have been better, a Shadow Ball. But they obviously know what kind of thing I am at this point. Yeah, Shadow Ball would have been better, but that's neither here nor there. So this is probably Spike's Roost. I'm trying to think. So it's like I could put the pressure on, but I don't think there's a reason to. I think the pressure that the pressure I want to put on is switch to Entei. Does this puts it to 99%? That's really nice because I can Fire Blast. Though I don't think you go for it anyway. That should take it out. Yes! Really nice. I'm mixed for a reason, because of physical offensive Skarmory. And I ran enough special attack to make it so that max, no specially defensive, or a non-specially defensive invested Skarmory would die to that Fire Blast. So that's 2 mons down. This Entei has been putting in so much work. In fact, Entei has done exactly what it is needed to so far. Which is really, really nice. Psychic Terrain's gone too, so I can use E-Speed to pick up a couple things here. I think it does like 30 to 40% to Zeraora. So, that's really nice. Entei's been putting in a shift. It took down Infernape kind of like it was supposed to. Like, I put on EV to Entei for Special Infernape just in case, and it's what came. And now that Hazard Tears are down as well, unless they've got Rocks on Mamo, which at this point I doubt. If it's Scarf Lele, which granted we don't know it's Scarfed, but like there's a good chance that it's Scarfed. Then that's looking to be either a Banded or AV Mamo. It could be dual Scarfers, but at this point, if they go Mamo, I'm willing to see if it's a dual Scarfer. I think they were setting up for a late game Blastoise sweep. Okay, to go to Lele. I know I don't die to this. The question is whether it's worth it for me to just Sacred Fire this thing when I can just go to Jirachi. Well, no, if it's Size Shock, let's see. Tapu Lele. Scarf. Oh, that's not my Entei. Okay. If it's Size Shock, does that kill? I probably does, because I am minus defense. It's a very good chance to kill. Right? Because I'm at, what, 60%? Probably a little lower. Yeah. There's no reason for me to risk it. No, wait, no. We've seen Psychic. No, I'm going to go for Sacred Fire then. If we get a burn here, that's nice. Okay, no burns. Okay, let's confirm something about this Blastoise. Is this actually a offensive Blastoise? Max HP? It might be a specially defensive Blastoise. So I could Sacred Fire again. I'm gonna Sacred Fire. Burns? Yeah. That's what I was expecting. E-Speed at 22% should be a kill. But obviously I can't E-Speed because there's a kind of a Psychic terrain up. Serena. I'm going to be dying to +2 Ice Beam. Pretty much guaranteed. So what's the most expendable piece of this? Probably Terrakion, right? Probably Terrakion? Because I need to get into Blastoise safely for the kill. So I will sack off Terrakion. Yep, that's fine. We sack Terrakion. This lets us go into Blastoise safely, and as long as Blastoise, like, doesn't just get nuked here. Even, I think the best neutral pick it can go for is, like, Dark Pulse. Yeah, it's not doing anything to me. So, I'm just gonna go to Blastoise. I'm just gonna go for my Aura Sphere. Which they've got to expect some sort of coverage move. The question... Okay, don't you dare. Okay, so they were Dark Pulse for the coverage, and I had Aura Sphere to take it out. Cool. So, I lost my way to Revenge Thingy. But that's not too bad. I still kind of need this Blastoise for the Mamoswine. Okay, so the thing is, there's no real safe option for me here. If I go Serena, they get to go Mamo, and then I have to bring in Blastoise and take a hit. Because, like, there's no reason for them not to Volt Switch here, unless they're insane. If I go Pult, they go Lele. If I go Jirachi, they go Mamo. But I really don't want to take a hit on Entei. Really don't want to take a hit on Entei. I think going Pult is the safest option here, because Lele, it doesn't really bother me. They go for the Plasma Fists, damn. I expect Shadow Ball kills here, right? Does Aurora? Like, doesn't... I mean, it could be, like, AV, right? It could be, like, AV. Could have a bit of bulk to it as well. Right, but I'm not faster. Volt Switch, Plasma Fists. So we go to Serena here. Yeah, they go for the knock. And I can go for a knock myself here. Or I could keep momentum. Keeping momentum seems pretty good, but also keeping Serena healthy seems pretty good. I know I can take a Fire Punch from this range. They go to Lele. Okay. By the U-turn off, we get to go to Jirachi. Get to go for a Wish here. I forgot you get Shadow Ball. I don't know why I disregarded Shadow Ball as like an option. I'm going to U-turn. Okay. I think getting health on Blastoise is a little too valuable, but also, like, Entei can actually come in and, like, not die. So I think I'm going to go with Entei. Because I'm not afraid of a Shadow Ball at this point. So. And Entei can probably at least take a hit from the Zera. And also clean up with E-Speed, so it's like not the end of the world. Jirachi, once this Lele goes down, is like not that big of an issue. I forgot it got Shadow Ball. I don't know why I didn't consider that. But now they've got to switch into a Sacred Fire. Which they don't. Please don't miss. Thank you. Alright, Jirachi's a lot more expendable now. Entei's got, like, 3 kills. Okay. How much would I be doing to Mamo? Obviously, it's gonna be, I will expect thick fat. I'll do like 50%. I think it's worth it. Yep. We get it. No burn. I am so low on my burn rate. Just flip turn and kill. That's Dragon Ball, not. Flip turn should kill at this point. But Banded EQ cannot kill me. Banded EQ can't kill me. Right, 58%. Max it does is 55. If I lose this to a crit, I'm going to be quite annoyed. I mean, I could go to Serena. I think Blastoise is just safer. I know this kills. Yep, they're not banded. And that will leave Serena to come in. Oh dear. The issue is, everything's kind of gotten low. Zera can still clean us up. Nox not a kill. This might be the wrong play, but I'm going to Synthesis. They don't have anything to hurt me. That will be it then. We take off their boots. GG! I'm so friggin' happy about that, because I haven't been Elog before. Holy cow! I went into this not expecting that to go well. But we were able to really keep up that pressure. GG to Elog. It was a really great game. Holy cow. Entei put in the shift! Oh! I was so worried Entei wouldn't put in a shift, but holy cow, Entei! Entei, you mad lad! Entei, I think, legitimately got like 3 kills. They killed Lele, killed Skarm, killed Infernape. Yeah, it got 3 kills. That's insane. Entei put in a shift, dude. Let's go, Entei. Ooh. That is honestly incredible. I'm again really happy with that. We kind of lost some momentum early, but we were really able to gain it back. When they set up Stealth Rocks with Infernate, that's when they actually lost their momentum. That one rock setup lost them all the momentum they had, because we were able to rapid spin and then just U-turn on out. So flip turn on out on the Blastoise, especially because I realized it was more likely an offensive Blastoise as well by the look of the set. I was able to flip turn on out and just get so much momentum, and from there we kept the pressure up for the rest of the game, which is really what was needed with this team. It was a little scary there at the end with them sacking off Terrakion, because I didn't have anything to revenge the Zeraora at that point. There was an argument, I think, for sacking off Pult, actually. I think Pult actually might have been the play to sack there. I think I was using my mind, I was like, it's Pult, of course I can't sack it. But no, I think Terrakion was actually not the sack there. I think it was actually Pult. Because Terrakion could actually sweep late game, whereas Pult couldn't, so... But yeah, it wasn't anything too crazy. We played really good mons there, and I'm really happy about that. So... but yeah, that is going to do it for week 1. So, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.